Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, niache wazee, welcome back to the PP's Fun and Adventure. It is me, Mr. P.
And Mr. B is here with you.
Yeah, and we are back with another interesting video. So in today's video, actually, we are going to talk about finances and jobs in diaspora. Remember last time Mr. B had told us that he had worked in Turkey. So in today's episode, we are going to look at how do people earn abroad and how do they spend that money before we run onto the conclusion that actually there's a lot of money outside there, you know. So before I give my chairman point of view, I like to give Mr. P a chance to tell us about the Turkish experience. How much do you get? And when you look at that particular money, Mr. B, how do you see them in terms of sustaining yourself there, especially for somebody who's not working, who's not under any scholarship?
Okay.
Did you find it sustainable? You know, all those things.
Okay, thank you so much. The only advantage that we have abroad is that we have many opportunities and people want you to work the job opportunities. And unfortunately, the money that you earn, if you're not careful, you are likely to spend the whole amount of money on here and there things. Remember, here at home in Kenya, you can barely live a day without spending a kobo. But when you're abroad, everything that you touch is money. Another thing that people fail to understand is when you are abroad, you are in somebody else's land. Maybe where we see, you are not from there, and you are a foreigner. And most likely, there is this aspect of you being seen being lesser a little bit. So there is this something that is within us that will want you to kind of live an upper class life so that you can raise yourself.
Fake it until you make it.
You fake it until you make it.
Hey, my friend.
Yeah.
Never try that at home.
Yeah. So in Turkey, like or abroad, it's so difficult to get somebody wearing cheap clothes. You will want to go to beautiful and expensive restaurants.
But Mr. B,
yes,
the clothes in Africa, you know, Turkish. I thought now there they should be very cheap because every clothes that is very expensive in Africa, yeah, this is Turkish shirt, Turkish.
Yeah, it is the same. For example, if here in Africa, if you are wearing something from South Africa and you are from another country, you will feel a little bit high, isn't it? It is the same when you are in Turkey and you are wearing a Puma mark, and Adidas mark, which are not from Turkey. Maybe they are from America, Italy, France, Germany. When you wear something like that, it gives you an upper chance. And there's this culture with the black community. Then we copy it from the Americans, I think, wearing expensive shoes, blings and caps and everything. So there's a way you will just see the black community, the way they dress, where they go, how they make fun. So if you're not careful, that money will go. And another thing that I would like to speak about is that these people who go abroad, even in Turkey, is so common. They do these jobs of aunties where you work as a domestic
house managers.
Yeah. Those ones are a little bit better because for them, they move out of their country as the low people. Maybe they're earning maybe $100 in a month. So when they go in such a place, they'll be earning close to $500, $300. And remember, they're staying in somebody's house, they're eating there, the medical cover is on them, and so you get that they have $300, $400 just as profit. When you compare to people like us who are there, maybe the medical cover is on us, we rent our own houses, we buy our own food, you will find out that maybe that money is not enough for you. And maybe at home people will be thinking our son or daughter is abroad, and maybe you're not sending them that money they think is good, and they say maybe
you know, my sister is abroad, my daughter is abroad, my son
is abroad. So as we are making this video, we are not just educating people who are going abroad, we are also telling those people who stay behind that please don't put a lot of pressure on people who are abroad. Actually, some of them are just merely surviving. Accommodation and food, the basic needs there abroad is not a joke. I think that is what I can share for now.
Okay, for me, from the German experience, I'll give an experience of a student and partly experiences of a student under scholarship and an experience of a student who is not under scholarship. When like that person who is working to raise their own sustenance in Germany. If you are a student under scholarship, you are better off in terms of sustaining yourself in the country, because the stipend you get is a stipend that has been actually calculated in a way they know you can afford your accommodation, you can afford your medical cover, and you can afford your food. This stipend, when you look at it, if I was to convert it to Kenyan money, it is more than 150,000 Kenya shillings as a person. Now, how to save that money depends on you as a person, your spending habits, and also, your lifestyle. So if you are this person who is an high-end person and all those things, that money is not worth it. You cannot even save a coin because out of this money, you are supposed to pay your rent, and the cheapest rent is 350. That is a university apartment. And then you are supposed to pay your insurance, health insurance. Like at the scholarship in which I was supposed to pay for my own insurance, and my scholarship could like subsidize something out of it. So for a student under scholarship, your health insurance is between 69 euros to 110 euros a month.
What about if you can speak that into Kenyan money so that our people can understand?
So like if I'm talking about 69 euros, that is almost 9,000 a month on insurance. And on the upper side, when I'm talking about 110, that is like around 16,000 Kenya shillings, depending on the currency. When I'm talking about 300 euros, I'm talking about around 40,000 on housing. And it's a small pedishita kind of type of house. It's only that it comes with a fridge and cooking gas. Then you are also supposed to pay for your own internet and radio and TV. Whether you have that radio or TV in Germany, you have to pay for it, because they believe you are going to watch it on somebody's place. They believe that you have access to those services either digitally or physically, so you have to pay. And then so if you now you there's if you are warm, your rent is not warm rent. Warm rent is when we say water, electricity, and internet is involved. But if it's not warm rent, it means you will receive a water bill, and you will receive an electricity bill, and you will also receive a gas bill. Gas is the one that they use to heat houses during winter. So if you calculate the money you are getting when you go outside, they are telling people I earn maybe 150,000 a month. By the time you remove all that money, you realize that you have nothing left. In fact, you have maybe 300 euros, and that can only go to food. Because remember, you are being paid in euros, and you will spend in euros. You are not spending in Kenya shillings. So as a student, you can get a student job, but that job can give you only up to 200 euros a month, because there are those hours that you are supposed to work as a student. And students under scholarship are refrained from earning more than 450 euros a month. If you earn more than 450 euros a month from a student and job, then that one means your scholarship will be cut by the extra on top of the 450 euros. Now, if you are a student who is not under stipend, we have those students who have come to Germany through these blocked accounts. So where you have to raise around 80,000. I don't know whether they have increased the amount right now, but I will inquire and then I will pin in the chat box. You have to raise around 80,000 euros to 10,000 euros for you to get a chance to go, like now, to prove your financial sustainability. So many times these students are forced to work, to raise money, because that account has to be rejuvenated. So these ones can work like up to 80 hours a month. Remember, per hour you are being paid 13 euros. But if you are working those hours, it means you are eligible for taxation. So you will be taxed After the taxation, then you would pay your own bills. Now, this is where the issue about money and jobs abroad comes in. When I went to Germany, many people, somebody calls you and tells you, please look, nitafutie job, help me get a job abroad. I want to come, my friend told me that he's a housemaid and he's earning, 300,000 a month. Oh, somebody's a cleaner is earning 400,000 a month. When somebody tells you that he's earning 400,000 a month, if I have to convert that into euros, it comes to around, let me say 3,000 euros. When the rate is above 100, that is the Kenya shillings vis-a-vis the euro currency, So if somebody is earning 3,000 euros a month, one, it tells me this person is working like 18 hours a day, And remember, there are those hours that by the end of the day as a person you are supposed to work on. And it tells you that somebody may be lying to you that is making all that amount of money. People say that people work 1 or 2 jobs. It's not like 2 or 3 jobs. It's not a lie. For a capitalistic country in the US, like you can work even for 3 jobs. But in Germany, what I'm sure of and I can speak of is people working for 2 jobs. But your second job is highly taxed, So the truth of the matter is, in as much as you are going to work for these 2 jobs, the way you will be taxed, like the government takes a larger share of the amount, and it will not amount all to the amount to the figures that people parade outside there, that they are earning, 500, I have 1 million a month, that they are, as a cleaner, they are earning, 400 a month as a cleaner. Trust me, if everybody earned that money outside there, they could be very rich back here at home, because you will earn only for 2 months, you have 1 million. So, and you can do a lot of things with that money back at home. So, what I want to say from my perspective, having I've lived, studied, and interacted with the German employment and cultural background, the thing is, the way the German government is constituted, it is constituted that every person feels humane. The basic needs are provided for. The amount of money you earn is structured in a way that you spend it within the system. I don't know whether that was the case.
Yeah, sure.
Like, yes, you will earn a lot, but that earning a lot, you will end up, using it within the system. Because even when you are going to work, in fact, we talked about expenses. We do not talk about, you have to recharge your card, your transport card. You have to use fare every month. And that fare, you have to deduct it from your salary. If you are a Christian, your 10% has to be deducted from that particular, the tithe that we give in church here, that you take your 10% to the church. In Germany, it is directly deducted from your salary. So, we have had these cases of people, when you see somebody abroad or somebody has gone abroad, you just wake up one morning and you are like, hey, I just wanted you to give me 10,000 Kenya shillings. And when somebody tells you that they don't have, you go about saying, oh, I asked her for me 10,000 and he or she did not give me. Oh, my brother is abroad, but he's not supporting us, he's not giving us money. And you find that this brother you're talking about, or this sister, or this auntie, or whatever you're talking about, is somebody maybe who has gone to study. And this person is even limited in what he can do and what she cannot do. But you are there, you just want to wake up. Today you ask for 40,000 Kenya shilling. Tomorrow you want to ask for 10,000. Like, now all of you want to look at that person as a money making tree all plant. And that thing sends so many diaspora people into depression. And I want to say this, why people keep on faking, we have so many people outside there living abroad, faking their life, they are faking it. Let me tell you, majority of these people living abroad are faking their life and telling you how they are doing so well, but they are not telling you how much they are working per minute to ensure that they have that euro or that dollar in their pocket. Literally, Wamkaya said here that you have to work for that money.
You work for it.
He worked for money. He worked in Turkey. And I think you gave out a good way that one time your post told you have to leave talking to you have to choose between work or you leave work and talk to your wife.
Talk to your wife. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Maybe let me just add in with the Turkish experience. You know, when I went to Turkey, their currency was a little bit strong compared to now how it is. And you could earn like, let's say 10, they call lira, their money, and then you have like times 30, 32. It was a lot of money. And now their money has weakened, and by that time one of the unit was 32 hours. And today is around 86. Remember, when I was coming out of Turkey, you are the one in fact who was boosting me. And there, Turkey is not as well developed as Germany, and people there are able to do even these small jobs. And it's not very easy for us to get a job, not unless you are well connected. So the only option that is there for us is just to work as an English teacher. And as somebody who is not on a scholarship, you cannot survive with that. You have to be on a scholarship. And something also to add on this Turkish scholarship is not as luxurious as the German scholarship, because I'm hearing you speaking about 150,000. For us, you are earning around 30,000 or even less. The only advantage is that you are given where to sleep, you are given food and a medical cover, and the rest are on you. So, you know, you will find out that maybe somebody who is just like, let's say, a doctor or a nurse in Kenya might be living better than a student on a scholarship in Turkey. People don't want to know that. They just know this person is in Kenya and this one is abroad. They don't want to know that. So as a person who wants to go abroad, especially in Turkey, you should be well conversant with this reality so that you don't give your people or yourself a shock. As Ms. Dia said here, people are faking life a lot. And for me, on a personal level, I was able to see some form of personal development when I came back here in Kenya than when I was in Turkey. And I'm always not afraid to share that.
Yeah, what I can say is that we have a lot of people faking outside there, because somebody like I'm in a G7 country, you know, I'm in Germany, I'm in the US, I'm in Belgium, I'm in Italy. You know, people want to look big. I'm earning in euros. We have seen people saying I'm in Europe. What I want to tell people is that outside their money, you have to work for it. And it's not always that you'll come by that particular job. Even these manual jobs, it's not like always you'll come by that particular job. If you get it, because for you as an African, for example, going there, and it may be very difficult to get a job within your exact professional setup, you know. So you find that most people work as cleaners in the hotel industry, pizza boys, all those things, supermarkets, etc. But you know, we say job is job so long as you get income. That is the most important thing. But now the problem comes when people who come from abroad, the way they package themselves when they are coming back home. If you find them there, you will be surprised how they are, even their outfits and everything, and when they are coming back home. So I want to tell anybody who aspires to go abroad that don't go outside there with the mentality that there's a tree that produces money. Your work is going to black that money. You have to work for that money. You have to work for that money, and you cannot survive without a coin outside there. In Kenya, when you don't have money, you go to even to Mama Mboga and say, give me this, I will bring the money. Outside there, if you don't have money, you don't have it. Unless and otherwise you have to borrow from a friend. And outside there, people are very, very afraid to give you their money because they don't know you much. You know, all those things. Then another thing, if you are daughter, if you are son, if you are sister, brother, uncle, or any of your relative, or even a friend who goes abroad, don't think that that is an ATM machine that a family has invented. Because these people struggle so much. They send you back at home. You know, when somebody sacrifices and sends you like 600,000 Kenya shillings at home, or even 20,000, even the 10,000 somebody sends you, even the 1,000, appreciate it, because they sacrifice a lot to send you that money. So don't you think that somebody has even gone to these countries, I don't know, Saudi Arabia, and is sending you money every month? You think that money, they just got it so easily. In fact, they do a lot than what you do back here at home to get that particular money. So don't you ever feel entitled. And if you feel entitled, I normally tell people, if you feel entitled that I'm supposed to send you money from abroad, apply and come there. Yes, apply and go there. Before you start feeling the entitlement, oh, somebody has gone abroad and is not helping us. No, it's not just a walk in the park, honestly. These people are also struggling to give, because even where they save their money in the bank, they are cut. The money, the banks just cut. There's a periodic, deductions, like for the bank holding money for you. So, nothing is for free. And these people struggle a lot to make sure that they have fed you, they have clothed you, and they have educated you back here at home. Another thing is that for those ones, for the people, Africans who are abroad, don't fake it. Don't die so much to send everything and you remain without. And then when you are coming now back at home, you fall into depression because you spend a lot and you have nothing that you can even put on your table as a person. The reality of the matter, let's learn to tell the narrative the way it is. Outside they are getting manual jobs, it's very simple. But it does not mean that money is easy to come by. It puts a lot of effort. And for the students who have earned scholarships, just let them be. If they are able to share their stipend with you, thank your God that they are able to do that. But just don't feel entitled that they should be sending you money, etc.
Okay.
Yeah, so for me, that's what I can say about money and jobs for students abroad. But there are so many other ways that maybe you can go abroad apart from being a student. And I think we will do that video in another setup. But that was our experience, and that's what we learned in terms of money, in terms of jobs. Me from Germany and him from Turkey with a depreciating currency. Yes, so yeah. Anything you want to tell our...
No, people should strive and go abroad. There are many advantages compared to the disadvantages. And as we have advised, let them just heed to this advice and they'll be okay.
Yeah, explore abroad, but explore with a rational mind, with a financially alert mind. That is it. And don't feel entitled. Don't receive culture shock in terms of, there was no money here. You have to work for it. Sure. Bye-bye. See you next time.